MacVoices 2025 Holiday Gift Guide number 8, part 3. And the last one. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by MacVoices Magazine, our free magazine on Flipboard and on the web. Want to cut through all the noise and find out what you can do with your Apple gear? MacVoices Magazine focuses on just that, aggregating the best how-to articles and information. Get it by searching for MacVoices in the Flipboard app or visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Okay, Jim, one left for this year's gift guide and for round 4.
Okay. I still got 10 items on my list, but since there's just one left, I'm going to pick, I've been picking kind of smaller items. I'm going to pick something a little bit bigger. And I would suggest that you probably want to do what I did and buy this when it's on a big sale. I got it at Black Friday because I don't think I'd pay $150 for this, but I didn't. I paid like half that. But that's kind of true of almost all the Hue stuff, right? So this is Philips Hue Go Smart Portable Table Lamp. And it's unlike most of the Hue stuff, which is bulbs, this is a whole thing. It's a lamp. It's programmable with the Hue app, and you can, control it the way you do any other Hue thing. But it's got a battery in it. It's not immediately obvious when you look at the listing, right? But so it plugs into the wall, but it's magnetically, the base is sort of magnetic, and there's a little part that, plugs into the wall, but then the rest of the lamp, you can pick it up and carry it with you. And, I guess it'll keep going for like 6 hours or something. I don't know. I haven't done it for anywhere that amount of time. So, we keep it in our kitchen and it's mostly there. It makes a nice nightlight. And, but then, if you want, you can like carry it out to the backyard or whatever. And you've got a temporary little programmable light. So I think it's really, it's really neat. At least at half price.
Programmable is very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, I'm going to apologize for this, but as you were describing carrying this thing around, I had this vision of you in like an old nightshirt and stocking cap as Ebenezer Scrooge carrying the candle around, following the ghosts.
The minute you said vision, I had the same vision.
Okay, well,
I didn't have it before that, but the minute you said I had a vision of you, I'm like, I know what it's going to be.
Yeah,
and I was right.
You're psychic. No, that is very.
I don't have a flannel nightshirt, so I guess I better get one.
If you want to go anywhere in character, yeah. And the holidays are coming, Jim. So I
could use my bathrobe, I think.
Whatever
That's
works.
As close as I can get.
Yeah, I'm afraid to go any farther down that road. And thank God Gammon is not here. That's all I have to say.
Hi, Jeff.
Okay, Kelly. Round 4. Wrap up your participation in this year's holiday gift guide.
Yeah. So here's the last one I have, and I've started this a long time ago, and every year I like to come with what I call the girl gift because not everybody is a guy, but I'm gonna go with tools. This one is tools, but better. And so the one I'm picking here, I want to make sure I've got the name on it right. This one is called the Style P3. This is a Leatherman multi-tool. They make them here, and they actually their headquarters is not far from my house. And so this one comes as pliers. They have a whole section on their website that is things that don't have a blade in them. So like if you have it in your bag at TSA, it's fine. This one has a clip. Again, with the clippy-do, because Kelly loves a clippy-do. And this one, when you pull it back, it's a bottle opener. That's a bottle opener in there as well, aside from the thing that you can clip it to your stuff. This one has a little pair of scissors in it. They come in various things. You can get what's called a micro, which is another little tiny one, sort of this size that fits on your keys. This is really little. This lives in my purse all the time. I use it for many things. There's a nail file / screwdriver in there. I use this to open Amazon packages on the regular if it's like if I'm outside and I pick something up off my porch or whatever. But the other one, the one I really want to talk about is when you talk about tools but better, the best tool you have, just like the best camera you have, the best whatever, the best one is the one that you have on you, right? And so as a girl, sometimes I want my hair up out of my face, and I have barrettes that are a screwdriver with a serrated edge, and it's got this little deal here. And so that's one version of this. This version comes in the cool little iridescent color. It's got an inch marker here, this serrated edge, a nice little pokey end. I've opened tons of Amazon packages with this exact barrette. And it's got this little, like the end is sort of pointy. So if you need to put it in open a tab on a thing, like a battery case that's really irritating or whatever, here you go. And then the rest of the time, then like if I have my hair back, I can just stick that in my hair, and the rest of the time it's being useful even when I'm not trying to like actively use it for other things. But it's basically like an everyday carry barrette. So for like the EDC cult people, this could very much be your friend. So I will have links for these to you shortly. They're so good and they're so inexpensive. I got 5 of these, and it was $12.
Wow.
So if I break one because I tried to do too much with it and it doesn't work anymore, no problem, because I've got 4 more. But yeah, and like you look at it and like this edge is serrated, and maybe, and I know it doesn't look like it's sharp, but it does open a lot of things. And when it's in my hair, it doesn't bother my head or anything. Like, it's not like, oh, it stabs me 40% of the time. Like, no, nothing like that at all. Like I said, I've opened tons of packages with these. I've walked through metal detectors with both of these in. I've walked through the metal detector at the airport. I've gone through TSA with these in and never had a problem. I've had them in my bag and had my bag go through the x-ray, and they've never had a problem. So I always just like to have a barrette with me, because I like to have a barrette with me. A barrette, like a pair of barrettes, because if I pull my hair back and I want it all to look nice, sometimes I need barrettes to do that. And so, yeah, the EDC barrette, this one's called the Tacticlip, I believe is the name of this one. And they're awesome, and they're not expensive. And if you know somebody who wears a barrette occasionally, or maybe should start, then this is the gift for you.
I don't even know what to say, Kelly. Because first of all, my hair's constantly giving me a problem with this, so I need a barrette. But that is amazing. I feel like this is something that a female ninja would wear. That she whip it out of her hair and slice you with it. So I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. I'm not sure that the women in my life I'm going to give them to, because I'm afraid they might use them on me. But no, that's good job. Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for being here for this holiday gift guide. I'm sorry that the scheduling has been a little bit of a challenge, but I want to make sure that folks know where they can find you when you're not here spending everybody's money.
Well, when I'm not out using my barrettes for all kinds of things. Apparently you can find me at concerts, sometimes on stage, sometimes not, because I'm in a tribute band called Precious Machinery. You can find them on Instagram, precious.machinery. You can find me on Mastodon, where I'm verso at mastodon.social. And you can occasionally find me on Chuck's show. You can occasionally find me on In Touch with iOS. And the rest of the time, I'm at rehearsal, or I am playing Pokemon Go.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Happy holidays.
Thanks so much.
Jim, thank you so much for being part of this year's holiday gift guide. Where can folks find you?
Well, I will not be at rehearsal. I will not be playing Pokemon. What were those other things? But Mastodon works pretty good. So that is at ProVue Jim, PROVUE, weird spelling, JIM, at techhub.social.
Excellent. Happy holidays to you and your family. Okay, fourth and final round. Brian, have you saved the best for last, or are you going to go out a little bit calmer than you came in?
Well, I'm going to pick something that I use every single day, and it's been so useful that it's been able to replace 3 different devices in my household, and that is the Anker MagGo 3-in-1 charging station, and it allows you to charge. And this is there's variations of them. The particular one that I found has a place to put to charge your watch, to charge your AirPods, and also allows you to charge your phone as well. So extremely useful. It's a 15-watt charger, I believe, for the watch. And I just have to double check the other specs on the others, but it is extremely valuable. It's really helped to be able to, consolidate how many different chargers I have on my desk and not have so many different wires in so many different places. And so with just one wire, one USB wire going in at the base of the unit, I'm able to not have 2 others, whether those are plugged into a wall outlet or into the computer. There are just more things I don't have to have plugged in cluttering up a desk. So I've found it very, very useful.
Anker is such a good name that they do such a great job of design, but it seems like there are an awful lot of these 2 or 3 device chargers out there, and suddenly become very popular because it, to your point, I mean, it saves desk space on your desk, it saves space on your dresser. It means that you can plug just one device into an outlet and have it charge all the devices. I haven't done enough research to know. I would think that if I'm charging 3 devices, that they're going to charge slower because they're only delivering so much power. But I really don't know. But bottom line is, I don't know about you, but most of the time I'm charging my devices overnight. So I really don't need that fast charging. And there's also something to be said for it being a little bit slower, that it doesn't, I don't think it's quite as hard on the batteries for any of the devices. So I love the pick. And it looked like it's a very compact kind of thing that could be folded up.
It is. It's perfect. I actually got this originally when I was traveling to Macstock in July of this past year. And, you're easily able to take it. When you're thinking about consolidating from a travel standpoint and not having to carry so many things, it was really helpful in that regard. I didn't mention too, it does have a little hinge that you're able to then modify how the angle at which you're viewing your phone too. So it works really nicely with the charger there, so you can display your phone easily and get use out of your phone while you're charging it, obviously at the same time.
Yeah, great final pick. I love it. Okay, so let's see. I'm definitely buying one of your picks. I'm going to consider at least 2 of the other picks. So, yeah, you did a pretty good job, because that's one of the disadvantages of doing these gift guides, is that I end up buying half the picks that people make. So, but hopefully, I'm causing you to spend a little money with them as well.
I certainly am. Watching all these gift guides it's helpful, because I'm like, oh, I need that, or it validates, because great minds think alike sometimes. Like, oh, that's great, because I use that as well. But it's always appreciated.
Well, I think it's funny too that we're so tech aware, especially in the Apple space, that you think you know about everything that's out there. And every single year, at least one device, and usually 2 or 3, come to my attention that I didn't even know existed, and that solve an issue or a problem that I have, or something that I want to do. And just, why hasn't anybody thought of a way to do this? And somebody already has. I just didn't find out about it. So it's a lot of fun to do the gift guides. We joke about it costing everybody money, but it also, gives you some things to give and to get that are very, very useful.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And you think about all the different things to different interests that people have and different stocking stuffer ideas when we're looking just for that little something for somebody. And looking back at the gift guides really gives a lot of good ideas.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I really appreciate you being here and doing it this way. Our preference is always to get a group together because it's a lot more fun, but the schedules just couldn't work out for some people. But I still wanted to make sure they got a chance to participate. You're one of those, so thank you very much. Before I let you go, though, where can folks connect with you when you're not here spending my money?
Sure. And once again, thank you again for having me. This was a lot of fun. Best place to reach me is on my website, brian8944.com. And besides there, on MacVoices Live, usually there every Tuesday.
Great. Brian, thanks so much. Happy holidays to you and your family. And we will see you on Tuesday nights on MacVoices Live.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Okay, fourth and final round. What do you got?
So I want to mention something that's going to bring back memories because it's the oldest app that I've used continuously on my Mac. Type It For Me came out with version 7 a few months ago, I think in the summer. Type It For Me was first made, I think, in 1995. Riccardo Rattori he's a retired scientist now. He lives in London. He's Italian. I don't remember exactly what sort of science he sciences. He developed this originally because he had a disabled friend and he wanted to allow his friend to type things more quickly. So you save snippets and you assign keyboard shortcuts to it. So for example, when I'm writing an article, I want to put screenshot in caps at certain points in the article to indicate where there's going to be a screenshot. So I type SHT and Type It For Me expands that. And I have things that expand my address, expand, emails, and you can do all sorts of things like you can expand and have the cursor go in a certain position between the characters, and it's really detailed. And so this has been more than 30 years, I think, that he's been making this. And it was originally, what were we, Mac OS 8, 9 in 93 and 94. And so he's just done a new version that came out this summer. And it's just one of those things that I'm so used to it, I couldn't live without it. And while I don't use it for a lot, there are things that I use it for regularly where it's really useful. So for instance, if I'm writing a book about specific software, like my take control of Apple media apps. I don't mean to plug, but I've got abbreviations for Apple Music. I've got abbreviations for HomePod and things that I'm going to be typing often. And it not only saved me keystrokes, but it saved me from making typos, right? And whenever I do a project where I've got, specific words like that I'm going to do often, I just make some snippets and put some shortcuts and it saves me time. So Type It For Me 7 just came out a few months ago.
Nice. This is, I guess, a competitor to Text Expander. So it's the same kind of
Type
concept.
It For Me was the original expander on Mac. Text Expander copied them.
Okay. And of course, there's some text expansion built into the OS, although nothing as nearly as sophisticated as either one of those products.
Text expansion built into the OS is really limited. It can just expand. It can't. Text Expander can move the cursor. It can expand and copy what's in the clipboard in between certain things. There are some things that can pop up lists for you. I don't even use the more complicated things. I use the ones, for example, I write in Markdown. And so if I'm going to paste a link, I want the link to be pasted. I'll select some words and I want the link to be pasted. Boom. It's all sorts of easy things like that make your life easier. But it's one of these things you have to realize where it can be used, right? Like the basic thing is maybe it types your name and address and email address, but there's other places when you delve into its capabilities that you'll find it can be used as well, and you can save more time.
Yeah, I encourage people to experiment with either the trial versions of these kind of things or just what's built into the Mac or Mac OS and learn what it can do for you, because you're right. the biggest challenge is, okay, the classic example is your name, your address, your phone number. You'll be surprised at how many things that you constantly repeat type. And like you said, Kirk, for a project like the things that you do, where you're typing that one word all over and over and over, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. So, another great pick, a nice little productivity pick. Okay, I know that I'm going to get made fun of for this one, all right? But Kirk, have at it, okay? This is a Paralogix Travel Essentials airplane phone holder mount, okay? I saw a guy using this on a flight earlier this year, and I had to ask about it because what you can do with it is you expand it. It's got a spring mount so that, there we go, so that you put your iPhone in, and then you can mount it on the tray table when it's closed in front of you so that your phone is essentially at eye height, give or take a little. You can use it almost as a stalk if you put your tray table down and you want to put your phone down lower, but not have it laying on the on the table itself, because inevitably, they bring the drinks, they bring the snacks or whatever. It sounds crazy, but this little thing, I took it on a flight just recently and used it, and it was one where, let's just say that it was very cramped, and there was no way to open a laptop. It was even a challenge to even think about opening an iPad. But with this, I could put my phone up and watch a movie comfortably. I didn't have to hold it. I didn't have to be looking down all the time. So it's fairly inexpensive. And you're going to ask me why I got pink. Well, for two reasons. I've started trying to avoid buying things that go in my backpack that are black because they keep going to the bottom, and then I can't find them. But the second thing is, believe it or not, this was $5 cheaper in pink than it was in black. And so
I
don't
find
care.
that a lot on Amazon for products, offbeat product. I have a couple of Dutch ovens, and I bought a small one recently, and it was like £5 less for black than it was for red. The Le Creuset red color that everyone wants. That was more expensive, and the blue was more expensive, and the black was £5 less. It's like, I don't care what color it is. I want to save the £5.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all the other colors were the same price except for the pink. And it's like, well, shoot, that kind of serves two masters, drop.
Well, there's no way I would make fun of you for your choice of colors, believe me.
Well, I thought it also seems like a bit of a frivolous thing, but if you were on any kind of a protracted flight and you just want to sit there and have your iPhone as your device, they also make them, I should say, tablet sized. And so you can get one for your iPad mini. Not sure I'd want to put a full-size iPad on it, but it's built surprisingly well. I really thought this was one of those things that, two uses and it's going to break, but it's been used now a number of times, and it really, really works well. And it's almost like an origami project. You have to just figure out, okay, where can I clamp this and how can I turn this to my advantage? And I've really enjoyed using it. And I've had more than one person ask me about it. What is it? Where'd you get it? And do you like it? So yes, I like it. Yes, you can get it on Amazon, and go check it out if you do a lot of traveling. So, Kirk, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really, really appreciate it as always. Especially you and I have a little challenge lining up our times since you're in the UK and I'm in Pennsylvania.
You're in the wrong place.
Well, there are times you start to wonder. We're about to get hit with something. I think they're calling it an Arctic shelf. So it's going to get
Arctic shovel?
Shelf. Yes. Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. What was the Arctic freeze or something that a few years ago they talked about? They're just making up new words, new names for them. I'm
starting to wonder myself. So but I want to make sure we let folks know where they can find you when you're not here gifting ideas.
As always, kirkville.com, which is my website where I post links to everything that I publish, my podcasts, my articles, and my books.
Great. That makes it easy. Do me a favor and plug the Take Control books, because I think that's really important.
Well, the two most recent Take Control books are Take Control of Apple Media Apps, which used to be Take Control of iTunes. And when iTunes was split up, we changed the name to Apple Media Apps. And you've had Joe Kissel on the show, almost monthly talking about books. So everyone knows Take Control books. And Take Control of Scrivener 3. Scrivener is a creative writing app for people who want to write in. Someone once said it's writing from the inside out, because unlike having a single file in a word processor where you're scrolling up and down, you have this sidebar called the binder where you have multiple files and you can move them around. I not only wrote the Take Control book, but I also blog for the Developer Literature and Latte, and I do a monthly podcast called Right Now with Scrivener. And you can find links to all this on my website. And I am also now doing one-to-one Scrivener coaching. So if anyone out there is using Scrivener and wants to learn more about it, go to my website and check it out.
That's intriguing, Kirk. I didn't know that. So is the one-on-one, I assume it's virtual, but is it pre-recorded?
Yeah, we do it over Zoom. We do it over
live.
Zoom, and a client comes to me and says, here's my questions, here's my problems, and we work together to solve them. And some people are like, I just want to really understand how Scrivener works, and I give a presentation and let them ask questions, and I record it in Zoom so they get the video afterwards. And there are people I've just done 1 hour sessions with, and I've done 3 1 hour sessions. There are a lot of people who have specific things they want to do. They're working on a novel or another type of book, and they have multiple questions. And it's really interesting because Scrivener is, it's extraordinary software for creative writing or writing nonfiction, but it's got lots of features. And if you don't know about them, you miss all these things that can save you time and make it easier to work on a large project.
Very nice. Very nice. Great idea. Hire Kirk McElhearn to teach you Scrivener. I love it. Kirk, thanks again. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, Chuck.
That wraps up the 8th and final 2025 MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide. I hope you've had as much fun listening and watching these gift guides as we've had putting them together. They're my favorite shows of the year just because we get to laugh, we get to talk about some cool tech and maybe even some non-tech, and just enjoy each other's company and the friendships that have developed over the years. As a reminder, everything is in the show notes to each item, each show. You can also find everything in the master list on the MacVoices website. You can also find them all in the 2025 MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide magazine on Flipboard. Everything has all the same information. They just present it a little bit differently. I hope you and your family have the best of holidays. There's still more MacVoices to come before the end of the year, but I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you for watching and listening throughout the year, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season with family and friends, and a safe one as well. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.